My friends, fellow compatriots, fellow humans from across the planet, I am Nikhil Parekh. In this video, I shall be talking about my book titled Hide and Seek Part 3, rhyming and non-rhyming poems, as well as giving you a recitation of different poems from this book of mine. So friends, let me commence with an introduction to this book of mine. About the poetry book. This book, which has 50 differently titled poems, is actually part 3 of the book titled Hide and Seek, rhyming and non-rhyming poems, 702 pages. Parekh's earliest collection of verse, written in unparalleled fervor. This collection is a delectable blend of topics from love to death, probing into countless infinitesimal aspects of existence. A delectable blend of topics from love to death, probing into countless infinitesimal aspects of existence which make a significant impact to it. The beauty of this compendium lies in its magical brevity at places and in the most mundane things of life around us, brought to the fore like a magician's wand in brilliant poetic flair by Parekh. Contains poems on topics impossible for one to envisage that a poem could be written about such an inconspicuous little thing. But Parekh evolves bountiful rhyme from the word go. Bountiful rhyme from the word go and coalesces vivacious color in the little tidbits of the chapter called Life to optimum effect. Coalesces vivacious color in the little tidbits of the chapter called Life to optimum effect. A must read for all those who find color, charm, and significance in even the smallest things of life and are enthused by even the most mercurial bit of stray paper, loitering around. A poetic tribute to the ordinary, projecting its colorful extraordinary bit to the planet with raw panache. This book tingles every living being's imagination to fantasize beyond the ordinary. Look at all those meaningful tidbits around us which have a complete book written in each one of them. All those joyous and unfortunate anecdotes around us which make us blossom into the true spirit of existence, into the amazing celebration of omnipotent life. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I shall be giving you a recitation of 4 different poems of mine from this book of mine. These different poems are titled as Shall We, Cold Soda Drink, The Scientist, and Red Ant Power. Of course, at any juncture of victoriously enamoring existence, you can purchase this book of mine from Amazon.com. So ladies and gentlemen, here is a recitation of my poem titled Shall We. Shall we climb Mount Everest, rest in shady domains of tree foliage? Shall we eat spicy food? Shall we eat spicy food coated with cheese? Remain awake till late hours of the night? Shall we laugh till streams of tears roll down our cheek? Splash our feet in gushing torrents of river water? Shall we make sandcastles in ocean sand? Gallop through paddy fields on strong race horse? Shall we play relishing games of card poker? Greedily gulp steaming brown coffee from mugs? Shall we drive through streets of the crowded city? Ring incessantly metallic bells of towering church. Shall we drive through streets of the crowded city? Crowded city. Ring incessantly metallic bells of towering church. Shall we scrub marble floors with wet sponge? Wash sins of past lives with our precious blood? Shall we talk on telephone for unsurpassable length of time? Watch us grow every unfolding minute of life? Shall we paint canvas with smudges of mixed color? Perspire together in scorching heat of unforgiving sun? Unforgiving sun! Shall we move our bodies? Shall we move our bodies to pulsating music? Serve humanity with all possible dedication and might? Shall we tear apart our hair in anger? Shall we tear apart our hair in anger? Wade our way through artificial tunnels of ice? Shall we consume barrels of intoxicating wine? Get marooned in scarcely populated African jungle? Shall we fly high in gas balloons? Snap photographs of the mesmerizing moon? Shall we leap into dark death valleys? Stay united for many births as humans? Shall we leap into dark death valleys? Stay united for many births as humans? Ladies and gentlemen, here is a recitation of my poem titled Cold Soda Drink from this book of mine. So here is a recitation of my poem, Cold Soda Drink. The water was icily cold, colored to sinister reptile brown, coated with oxygen and aroma, with a tinge of sweetened flavor, and specific gravity more than one, refrigerated and automatic mechanized plants, passing through innumerable check monitors, dictating strict conditions of health and hygiene, an amalgamate of water and black vapor, aerated to add spice to taste, an artificial alternative to quenching thirst, soaring to dizzy heights in the blazing sun, a symbol of universal sophistication, an essential ingredient for all occasions, a genuine appetizer for millions of bowels, identical to alcohol before consumption, an omnipresent commodity in shopping centers, stone offices and cinema halls, spreading waves of unanimous addiction, bottled at source in hexa-inch tin metal, with emblems of Pepsi, Coke, Fanta, Sprite, etc., producing frothy gas when shaken, tingling sensations when consumed, euphoric shouts when sighted in sweat. It doesn't take a specialist to realize that I am describing a cold soda drink. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall now give you a recitation of my poem titled The Scientist. So here is a recitation of my poem from this book of mine. Blue lotions of liquid bubbled in gas flames. Large quantity of acid lay still in crucibles of hard plastic. Molecules of sweet sugar were scattered on the floor. Silky webs of spider clung to steep corners of the roof. Group of white mice ran helter-skelter at instants of heavy footsteps. Warm rays of the sun shone through the window pane. Silver mercury outlines looked enchanting in spiral test tubes. Finely crushed rock samples were stored in transparent carboys. Gold-rimmed half-glass caressed his triangular nose. The scientist was in a spell of intense concentration, with bulky sheets of printed paper buried under his chin. The scientist was in a spell of intense concentration, with bulky sheets of printed paper buried under his chin. Innovative ideas shot through meticulous chambers of his mind. Scented sweat dripped from infinite pores of body. Square fingers with uncut nails worked in passionate fury, blending a variety of volatile liquid, melting wax paper with brittle chunks of chrome metal, coating charred stone with aromatic spirit. He had several inventions to his credit, but this one was straight from top drawers of his brain. As he smeared a long slender broomstick with a queer smelling ointment made from bird feather and ostrich egg. The dead broomstick displayed first signs of newly found life, rose a few inches from the concrete floor, whistled past the open window glass, high up in the clear blue sky with rollicking bursts of pumped speed. Whistled past the open window glass, high up in the clear blue sky with rollicking bursts of pumped speed. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall now be giving you a recitation of my poem titled Red Ant Power. So here is the recitation of my poem from this book of mine. Wrinkled folds of elephant skin were painted golden yellow. Wrinkled folds of elephant skin were painted golden yellow. Ivory tusks were encircled with ornate black. Sturdy teakwood seat was strapped to its body. Large fringe of hair grew on slender tail. The elongated trunk had several corrugations. Scalp was abraded by uprooting tall tree structures. The pachyderm marched through the wilderness, crushing an armory of shrub, dismantling birdhouse with caressing trunk, bellowed exuberantly as the sky turned crimson, added leaps to its stride with torrential rain, carried passengers at towering heights from the ground, bathed in gushing currents of the mountain river, splashing rockets of solvent on the surrounding flamingos, drenching itself with icy spray of spring water. There was a fleet of ants residing in cocoons of soil, bustling with feverish activity, transporting milligram amounts of food grain transporting milligram amounts of food grain for relishing meals all throughout the day. The African beast trampled their den. The African beast trampled their den, disrupting the harmony of their united network, killing them in colossal numbers, sped haughtily for a good night's sleep. Killing them in colossal numbers, sped haughtily for a good night's sleep. The ants wanted to teach him a lesson. Caught up with him, clung to his tail foot, occupied vantage points on his body, finally inserting their venom stings on the hard-skinned mammal, causing him to collapse in a heap, displaying the supreme might of red ant power. Finally inserting their venom stings on the hard-skinned mammal, causing him to collapse in a heap, displaying the supreme might of red ant power. Ladies and gentlemen, my friends, fellow humans, compatriots from across the planet, it truly was an earnest privilege for me to have given a recitation of my poetry to your exuberant jurisdiction. From the innermost realm of my soul, I wanted to express my gratitude to you for having so gloriously patronized my poetry. Of course, at any juncture of mesmerizing existence, you can purchase this book of mine from Amazon.com. Thank you for listening to me.